We'll chat for a while before I do the drawing. I gotta set the chat to all messages are visible. And I have Sabrina here, who is going
Hi.
to help me draw names from a hat.
Yeah. I can barely see
Okay.
myself in the camera.
Okay. Well, we don't have any people here yet. Oh, now it's showing 4 people. Five people. So if you saw my video yesterday, I announced that I was doing a drawing for a postcard that I got from Humptulips, Washington. I took my daughter Carmen there for her birthday. Hi, John. With her best friend. That was her wish. And I did tell her that it's not that exciting of a place. Hi, Jennifer. And yeah, she got to see for herself that there's not much there, but it was still entertaining for her. So wait a little longer to see who joins us. Sabrina, did you have a good day?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, we finally went back to like separate classes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She had her little church class today. For months, they've been combining the kids together in one room. And yeah, they didn't have enough teachers for a long time. I play the piano in there for the kids. Hi, Desert Goat. How are you? Sorry if you missed the drawing. Oh, don't toss the hat around. The names are gonna blow away.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, aren't I supposed to pick them?
We're not picking them yet. Why don't you kind of stand up on the bench
Okay.
so everyone can see?
Hi.
Yeah, I wasn't sure when to have the drawing or when to promise the drawing because we were gonna go bring a picnic to my parents, but then they canceled and said they weren't feeling well. So I think we're just gonna grill some burgers at home, and then we have some friends who are having a barbecue tomorrow. What are you guys doing for Labor Day, or rather the weekend? Hey, Douglas. Or if you're not in the U.S., it's probably just a normal weekend for you. So yeah, tomorrow is not a school day. My kids went to school for 3 whole days this week, and now they get 3 days off. Jennifer, just staying home with your son. Hope you find something fun to do. Okay, who is ready for the drawing? Douglas, painting a bedroom, that sounds fun. We have to eventually patch up our ceiling. All right, let me hold this back a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll hold the hat. You mix it up.
And now do I grab one?
Yeah, don't look though.
Okay.
Don't look at which name is your favorite. What does it say?
Oops.
Can you read it for us?
Except I don't know. Wait, what?
Turn it so that... Can you read it?
Smuggler Rose.
Good job. It's good reading. Okay, Smuggler Rose, you are the one who is going to get this postcard from me sometime this week. After I figure out something really clever to write on it.
That name actually really is my favorite name.
That was your favorite name?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was hoping I would draw that.
it's a good name. I will have to let her know. Or is Smuggler Rose a man? I don't know. I will let Smuggler Rose know you are the winner. Oh, you can contact me at humptulipsgirl@gmail.com. humptulipsgirl@gmail.com. I'll leave you a comment too, Smuggler Rose, letting you know how to get in contact with me and give me your name and address, as assuming that you are pretty sure that I'm not gonna stalk you or dox you or anything like that. Hi AJ. Hi DJ, but DJ and AJ. These comments don't want to scroll for me. All right. You're relocating a raccoon?
Oh my gosh.
So, I'm having issues with this tripod. It's kind of a makeshift one. Here, do you want to take these out? And then you can wear the hat?
Yes.
All right, so as I mentioned on the community post, oh, Melly, thank you. You're so nice. You just donated yesterday. That's so nice of you.
Yeah.
I mentioned on the community post tab how we had a valve pop off the toilet and spray everywhere, and then I also documented that in the video I made about going to Humptulips and Carmen's birthday weekend. I see 6 likes, Douglas. Thank you for the likes, whoever gave me the thumbs ups. Thumbs ups. Sounds funny. So my husband went to my parents' house. Okay, you can just not do that the entire thing.
I'm doing a peace sign.
Okay, but it's not a photo, it's a live stream. Anyway, okay, please don't kick the tripod. All right, so my husband went to fix my parents' toilet, got there, realized that there was a crack in the tank and then it couldn't be fixed. So it said that for my dad to order one and he would pick it up later. And so, and then our son Jared was getting ready to go on an epic trip with his friends down the coast. And he's gonna be gone for a couple weeks. So I took him shopping, and thank goodness my husband came home after going to my parents. And I'm sure he had other things to do, or if he had stayed and actually could repair the toilet, that may have taken longer. But it's very miraculous to me that my husband was home when our toilet started exploding. It was clean water, thank goodness. Okay, stop. And my husband and our son Andrew were downstairs going, is there water running?
Bye.
Bye, love you. I get sidetracked so easily if she's like making noise and stuff. I totally lose my train of thought. So then I don't know if water came through before they realized it, but yeah, it went down the vent in the bathroom, like into the garage, through the ceiling. It sprayed into our closet, even getting the carpet wet, and luckily that wasn't too bad. And geez, it was less than a month before that. My mom had her birthday, and me and my siblings went over to help, or not to help, but to bring dinner. And we were maybe going to sing some songs for them. And then we realized there was water coming up through the kitchen floor, and there was a hot water heater leak. So it's been a very eventful plumbing disaster sort of month. It was so frustrating because my mom does not have a good prognosis, and I felt like, is this how we spent her last birthday? So we still had dinner, but we spent all this time dealing with draining the water heater and stuff, and didn't get to do everything we wanted to do. And their floor has been replaced, and it used to have this old vinyl floor that was still underneath it, and so I think that prevented a lot of damage and wasn't as awful to repair everything as we feared it would be. My parents can't just pick up and go somewhere else with their health problems that are going on. So yeah, their flooring is replaced, and they have a new hot water heater. They just need some trim put back, and they also have they got some new carpet put in. I'm trying to think what else happened this month. Oh no. Sabrina. All right. Go play that game with your dad.
Why?
Because he'll enjoy it. Okay, I can't have you distracting me. I lose my train of thought all the time. So, have you guys had any plumbing disasters? This has been one thing after another. And I didn't mention this, I don't think, to all of you, but our son is deployed for the first time. I'm not going to say where, but thankfully not Afghanistan. But, it's still been very emotional. Oh, Dynasty says, my brother's house was ruined by burst water pipes. Took more than a year to get the insurance. What? Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, so we knew Eric was leaving for quite a while, and it was awesome that he got to come home. My mom, so he came home for 2 weeks. So my mom was hospitalized for the first time right before Memorial Day weekend, and then she was hospitalized again while Eric was visiting, and that was extremely upsetting and unexpected because we just took my mom to a follow-up appointment, and her doctor said, "You're breathing too rapidly." And so he had them bring a gurney right there and just wheel her over to the ER. So the doctor's office was right by the ER. And of course, because she has shortness of breath, they weren't going to let any of us back there until they did a rapid COVID test and everything. So COVID is just making, everything a nightmare, as you're aware. They finally let me back in, and it was really sad because we had been talking about how we were going to come over and visit again before Eric left. And she ended up being discharged just hours after Eric flew out. So what happened was she was only allowed, once she was admitted, she was only allowed one visitor a day. And it was really important to my dad to be there because he's her advocate. And he knows everything that's going on. He knows everything about her medications. And I called and said, who do I talk to about getting permission from my son to come in and for just a really quick visit? And the nurse said, well, he will be her one visitor that day. And I said, he can't be there the whole day. He doesn't know what's going on with her. He won't be able to relay the information. And the nurse said, sorry, no exceptions. And amazingly, I had the thought to message the hospital through their Instagram, and I said, here's the situation. My son is about to deploy, and most likely he's never going to see my mom again. So please, can he just come in for 5 minutes? That's all we're asking for. I just want him to be able to just say goodbye. And this was the night before he left, and hours later I got a phone call and they approved it. And that was such a relief. And of course, my mom made herself get up out of her hospital bed and give Eric a hug goodbye. She wasn't supposed to be doing that, but she has this thing where she wants to walk you to the door whenever I leave her house. Sorry, I can't walk you out. Like, that's fine, Mom. You don't have to apologize. And that's something that she's always done with us when we visit her. She always walks us out to our car and she stands outside and she waves. So yeah, that was back in June, and that was quite the ordeal. There's more to say, but I'll just say it's really hard, and she is home, but the prognosis is not good. Hi, Julie. Hi, Scamula. Hey, Smuggler. Did you see that you won? Thank you, Douglas. Yeah, I broke down at church today. I was conducting the music and sat down and listened to everybody get up and talk. So the first Sunday of the month, anyone who wants to can get up and share their feelings. And most people couldn't see me from where I was just kind of behind the piano. And then Sabrina came up afterwards and gave me a hug and told me everything was going to be okay. Like, she's so sweet. And, I've tried not to break down in front of my kids, but with the pandemic, they're usually always home. There isn't a lot of time to just cry on your own about everything that's going on. And then my friend who plays the organ, and she talked to me afterwards, and she says, I'll play the piano for you. Why don't you just go home? Just so many things are frustrating me, which, you know, I'm not unique. Everyone is frustrated with this COVID stuff. And I just never imagined that someday when I'm losing my parents, that I wouldn't be able to spend a lot of time with them and hug them. So my parents, they didn't make antibodies when they got their vaccines, so basically their vaccines didn't work. And plus there's you know, all the breakthrough cases and everything. So yeah, I was hoping that the vaccines would bring relief and the opportunity to spend a lot more time with my parents. And of course, Sabrina can't be vaccinated. So it's just extremely frustrating. And there have been fun videos that I want to make, like, oh, I should put this makeup on and do this. Or there was a video I wanted to make about a friend's situation with scammers, and I thought, oh, I should bring back the Incredible Hulk thing. And I thought, okay, what if I'm covered in green paint and then there's an emergency with my mom? I don't want to go to the ER. With green paint on. Or, you know, if you're familiar with my videos, sometimes I put on gobs of makeup when I'm dealing with a romance scammer or something like that. And so it takes forever to get the makeup off. Like there was one time I was going to make my Hulk video, and I got sick right after I put the paint on, and I was in horrible pain. I was thinking about going to the ER myself, and thankfully it passed, but I couldn't make the video. I was exhausted, and so washed the paint off, and I couldn't get it off completely. So if there were a situation where my parents said, we need you to come immediately, and I were covered in green paint, no, I can't. I mean, I'll go to the grocery store looking like a freak. But if I go to advocate for my mom, I can't be looking like a freak. That's not gonna happen. All right, Shadynasty says cold cream. What's the best cold cream? I'll order it on Amazon or something. It's a fly. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jennifer. Jennifer lost her mom in November to COVID. That's awful. Hi, Butch. Hi, Scambait Central. So good to see you. I rather Mr. Pricky. I hope you guys are all subscribed to Mr. Pricky. Hi, Martha. I keep hitting the wrong button. All right, sorry if I accidentally ban one of you. Hi, good day, sunshine. All right, just catching up on comments here. Yelling and freaking about who flushed? Obviously, I missed something. Thank you, DJ. Why can't I scroll these comments? It's driving me crazy. All right. Okay, Douglas says, when I was a kid, my dad had to dig don't disappear comments. dig up the front yard, and he shut the water off and said, "Don't flush it." Our cousins came over. Dang it, all right, disappeared again. Cousins come over, and I can't read this without it disappearing. It's so irritating. I need to like get a second device. Saw the toilet bowl, was like, that's sick, and flushed. And then his dad yelled about who flushed the toilet. Oh, it's a great family story. So, I can't tell you how many video ideas I've had, but either I don't have time to make them, or there's just too much involved, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to edit it. There's some videos I start to make and then just I don't, when you have like the inspiration for something and then if you don't do it right away, it passes. That happens to me all the time. Dynasty says, I lost my mom during lockdown. The funeral was a nightmare. I'm so sorry. Was it like, did you do like a Zoom funeral? Because I've been to a few of those since the start of the pandemic, probably most of us. I just want this whole thing to go away. And I don't know, it seems like cases have increased, and yet our school district said, we're not going to have an online option, so everyone's going full time. So this week I had the house to myself for hours for the first time in a long time, and this was the first time with all my kids being in school. Well, except Jared was on a trip, and Jared will be going to school online part of the time, and other days he'll be going in person. So I have to really enjoy this week as much as I can, because who knows when they'll decide to shut school down again. I mean, even before school started, we got an email, one of our staff has COVID. Like, the kids aren't even there yet, and you're sending us updates about someone having COVID and what you did to handle it. So it's hard not to feel pessimistic about how the year's going to go. But Sabrina's class is really small, and that makes me feel more comfortable about things. And the teacher said she's going to be keeping her windows open, and that's another great precaution too. I just have to always make sure that she's dressed warm. So there's gonna be a lot to remember. The drinking fountains are not working right now. They're not using the drinking fountains. And so, hi West Haven, thank you so much. I have to make sure I send a water bottle with her every day. And then I forgot to label it. I have to label it. There's so much to remember, and I pulled up the back to school, school supply lists and stuff, and then I went through this paperwork that the teacher gave us, and it said parent homework. It asked us to write a letter about our kids and put that in there. And then it said, also, please print out a 4x6 of your family and send it in a black frame. And it's the night before school starts. Oh, you're killing me. Maybe if she were an only child. But there's so much. I get so many emails, and there's so many emails I don't even see because they get buried by all the school emails. Really, I should. Okay, if you're just getting started having kids, seriously, get a separate email for all of the school emails you're gonna get someday. It might save your sanity. So sometimes there are very important ones I don't see because it's been like bumped down to the next page or it's been categorized in a way that I'm not likely to see it. Hi, Sea Cruise. Sunshine, your daughter's quarantined? Oh no. Yeah, I feel like COVID's gonna be the new lice, only worse. Nothing more chilling than getting a letter that someone in your kid's class has lice. Oh, so these dogs that are barking, sometimes they bark in the middle of the night for hours. Thank you, Sea Cruise. So nice of you. But with the kids having distance from each other, they probably won't pass around lice, right? I mean, that's what, oh, here comes the kitty. Hi, kitty. Maybe the neighbor's cat wants to be on YouTube. Our neighbor's cat loves us because we fed her water during the heat wave that we had, and she was like laying underneath people's cars and hiding under our bushes and stuff, and so set out some water, and then when it cooled off a little bit she came out and was meowing at us, which she'd never done, and she'd been a little friendly before, but then I meant to make a video about this. It's like one of those things I meant to make a video about. After we took care of her during the heat wave, she left a dead mouse for us on our doorstep. And then she killed a mole after that and left it in front of our garage. It's like, that is her gift to us. And the funniest thing was, it was about midnight and my husband and I were watching TV and we kept hearing this noise at the sliding glass door, and we couldn't figure out what it was. I'm like, maybe it's a really, really big moth or something. Well, it turned out it's the cat swatting at our door like, aren't you humans gonna come out and see what I gave you? She jumped over the fence again. I guess she's not gonna show herself, but I will try to make a video about the cat. It's a really pretty cat. I've actually shown, I don't know if I got video, but I think I did get video, but I have some little clips of her on my Instagram. What is that? Dog's getting vicious. You saw a squirrel? For reals? It's a Siamese cat. It's really cool. Why is there no mouse flavored cat food? That's a good question. So, yeah, the cat will sometimes look like it's looking for Sabrina. So we've never had any pets, which is sad. But my allergist said that my family just should not have pets. So I feel like my kids are kind of deprived. So having this neighbor cat give us so much attention kind of makes me feel like Sabrina almost has a cat. Why is there chicken and beef flavored dog food? I don't know. So, congratulations again to Smuggler Rose, if you're still here. Okay, guys, what should I write on the postcard? Smuggler Rose, go away, it's a surprise. I'm just kidding, don't go away. It's already been 36 minutes. You had a cat named Dirtbag? I grew up with toy poodles. And do you guys want to hear a gross story? So we had a poodle named Fudge. And Fudge loved chocolate, which of course is poisonous to dogs. But she still managed to get some sometimes. And after a while, she realized, if I eat this in large amounts, I get sick. And so if someone foolishly left out a bag of Hershey Kisses or something like that, she would hide them all over the house. Like one time, she went to my mom's closet and my mom found some in her shoes. I had just folded my laundry and put it on my shelf in my room, and she tried to bury the Hershey Kisses under my clothes, and then she would like go like this, or she would go to the carpet and put it in the corner, and she would dig at the carpet as if she was digging a hole, and then pretend like she was covering the hole up. It made me laugh so hard, and she used to get so mad when we found her chocolate hiding places. One time she got into my sister's Halloween bag and ate like 19 mini candy bars. And then my brother left his half-pound Hershey bar, you know, those really big Hershey bars, on his bed. She ate the whole thing, and I came home late that night after hanging out with my friends, and Fudge was whining, and I thought, oh, are you having a nightmare or something? And so I said, come sleep in my bed. So I put her on my bed and I turned off the light, and it was just a fraction of a second later, I went, why do I smell chocolate? She didn't even make a noise. I went, I turned the light back on, and there was a puddle of chocolate on my bed. Oh my gosh. And so I went to my parents' room and said, Fudge just threw up chocolate. And my dad goes, why did you let her in there if you knew she ate chocolate? And I said, I didn't know. I wasn't home. And so my brother had to sit up all night with her while she threw up over and over again in the bathtub. And Fudge still lived to be like 15 years old or something like that. So there was another incident with some fudge stripe cookies, and she was able to pick up the cookies without breaking them. It had like the tiniest little teeth marks in it. And when she growled, she sounded like Chewbacca. My friend used to say that Fudge expresses every emotion through growling. She was a pretty entertaining dog. And now my parents have the sweetest dog in the world. Another toy poodle, but she's not yappy at all. Fudge was yappy. And my parents' dog, the loudest I've ever heard her is roof. For real. That's that's as loud as the dog gets, and they really lucked out. And that's another thing going on with my parents is their dog is like about 15, and she's really high maintenance because she has a congestive heart failure, and so she has medications. And so when things were chaotic with my parents and my mom was in the hospital, my dad would get up early in the morning and prepare the dog's meds. And like there's a tablet and then a liquid, and so he has the tablet that he puts in a little cheese ball for her, and then he makes 2 little bread balls with the liquid meds. And I'm going, I could do that, Dad. I can learn how to prepare her meds. He goes, oh, it takes some practice to learn how to do it right. So, yeah. And their best friend took her for a while when my mom was in the hospital because there was a day where I think my dad thought he was going to come home, and then I ended up going to their house 2 times in one day just to let the dog out. So it was the better choice to have the dog go with their friend who she was familiar with. And sometimes she'll go a few days without hardly eating anything, and then she just perks up and starts acting like a little puppy again. And she's a social eater. If anybody else comes over to the house, all of a sudden she runs over and starts eating her food. She's the funniest little dog. Hi, Diane. Diane says, with a name like Fudge, there was a duty to love chocolate. That's true. So, yeah, I always wanted to have dogs, and just so I can give them really funny names. Lots of people give their dogs human names. Like, I had a friend who named their dog Chelsea, and I'm like, when you have a dog, this is your chance to give them like a super creative and fun name, right? Super Fudge was my favorite Judy Blume book. I love Super Fudge. In fact, my sister used to make me read it to her when she was falling asleep at night. And for years, I've been meaning to make her a book on tape of Super Fudge. Because my sister gets insomnia. And there's this one part of the book, that song that they sing to Tootsie. I've always wondered how the song goes, and so I would just kind of make up the tune to the song. But my sister liked how I did Fudge's voice. So, yeah, with all of the quiet time with my kids going back to school, maybe that will finally be a good time for me to record Super Fudge for my sister. Well, oh, I don't even know where the book went. I know it's somewhere in our house. But yeah, that's a really good book. And everyone should read Super Fudge. You had a white ferret named Eek? All right, catching up on comments again. Hi, Bader. You love who? You love Douglas? Or you love me? Oh, so this is a dress I'm wearing, and I got it from Woman Within. That was another thing I meant to do, another video where, I made that video about shopping at Walmart, and there were a few different people who said, order some clothes from Woman Within. So I actually got a few things from there. Just really simple things. I want a plain colored t-shirt. And so yeah, that turned out great. It was kind of a long wait to get it. But yeah, I love this dress. It has buttons all the way down. The only thing I don't like is worrying about a button coming undone. Especially if I'm like conducting the music in front of everyone. AJ says we went through royal names for the last 3 dogs. That's a good idea. Royal names. When I was a kid, I said I wanted to get a black wiener dog and name it Limo because they're long, like a limousine. Hi, Sabrina. What are you doing now? I don't know. Did you see the cat? The cat came back here and then hopped over the fence. The cat doesn't even have a collar or anything. We don't know who she belongs to. Yeah, well, it would be a good idea to put a collar on their cat. The cat pretty much just hangs out in our cul-de-sac and just goes around killing all the mice and moles. My husband loves that because he's done battle with moles in our yard. Got the yard looking pretty perfect, and then there's a molehill. So we haven't had as many molehills as we did before. You want a pet bed bug named Dracula? Hi, little piece. I didn't say hi to you yet. Who's good at killing scorpions? Cats? I didn't know that. I've never lived in a scorpion area. Thank goodness.
Yes, you have when we went to like pick diamonds.
We visited the desert, but we never lived in the desert. Oh, I did live in Texas for a couple months years ago. I don't know if I ever told you guys about this, but this would be another fun thing to make a video about. All right, so my husband joined the Air Force when we were newlyweds, and when he was at this thing called MEPS, which is when you process in, I met this girl who, she was dating a guy who was also going to basic training at the same time, and she said, hey, do you want to drive down to graduation with me? And normally I wouldn't do that with a stranger, but we got to know each other for a while, like over the phone. I didn't have email back then because I'm old. Got to know each other, and we drove this truck down to Texas, and we even slept in the truck one night just to save money on hotels. So here we are at a truck stop, and the truck had an alarm that would go off if we moved, and she couldn't figure out how to shut it off, and the seats didn't recline. So I'm sitting upright in in the truck and trying to sleep, and she's like, don't move. How do you sleep all night in one position without moving? I'm sure the truckers hated us because the alarm kept going off. And then she finally figured out how to shut it off. Anyway, we ended up getting this apartment in Wichita Falls, Texas. And I felt like I was in the middle of a Jerry Springer episode. So my friend, she was very, very paranoid. There was this lady who knocked on our door frantically one morning because her car broke down, and our husbands were allowed to move off of base as long as they were never late. If they were late even once, they had to go back to the barracks with the single guys. And I went to open the door, and my friend slash roommate was panicking, thinking that it was going to be something horrible and dangerous. And I was like, it's our neighbor. So I opened the door, and we were able to give her husband a ride onto base so he could still live with his family. And then this one day, this guy came knocking on our door asking if we've seen his wife. And she opened, my friend opened the door, and because she's so paranoid, just immediately she's like, no, no, just freaking out. And that just made him think even more that we were hiding his wife. And he's standing there with an open beer can. He's driven over there drinking a beer. And he starts going to all the other doors in the complex looking for his wife, and was acting, what's the word, belligerent. And this was really annoying. I had set up our phone service, and for some reason it wasn't hooked up. And they had told me it would be hooked up by my birthday, and so I got no phone calls on my birthday. But there was a phone in the laundry room, so we had to like put quarters in to do our laundry. And I snuck over to the laundry room to call 911 to come deal with this guy. And I let them know, this guy is like drinking and driving too. But by the time the cop got there, he had like thrown his beer can out behind the building. And he didn't even do a sobriety test or anything. He let the guy drive away. But anyway, I snuck over there, and then I see on the second story, as he's talking to the police officer, his wife sneaks out the door and tiptoes down the stairs and runs away. So yeah, she was in the apartment with some guy. Oh. And I could not wait to get my phone hooked up. So the company back then was Southwest Bell. Is it Southwestern Bell or Southwest Bell? And I was using I used a calling card for my long distance calls. And I had told them when I was setting up the service that I didn't plan on making any long distance calls on the phone because I had a calling card. And they said, oh, the reason why we didn't set it up is you told us that you were planning on making $500 worth of long distance calls every month, and we needed a deposit for that. I said no such thing. So that really ticked me off. Yeah, so anyway, that story just made me laugh because, like, this is just unreal. I've never seen anything like this, and it seriously, it seemed just like a Jerry Springer thing. It was so ridiculous. It was such a weird place to be. Oh, and also, this was in Tornado Alley, and I would be awake all night listening to the windows rattle when there was like we never did hear a siren, but there was like on the news saying there's a tornado watch. And I just really didn't want to experience that. And we didn't have a shelter. So we're just in these old rickety apartments. And the locals would like tell you stories. Hey, did you know way back when there were 5 tornadoes that came together? There were 20 miles across and they flattened the whole place and you could see all the way to Oklahoma. It's one of those really comforting stories that people like to tell. It's fun. Sabrina? Oh, she's just singing back there. What is she singing? Hi, Jen. I already picked Smuggler Rose. I'm sorry. So, we are going to barbecue soon. Well, it's not technically barbecue. Like, if you call grilling something barbecue, that's something that can offend people who truly barbecue. Tell her to sing some Mike Patton. Okay. Hey, Sabrina, sing some Mike Patton for us.
I don't know those songs.
I don't either. Tell us, sing it for us so we know how it goes.
I don't know it.
Not you. I'm telling Douglas. So we're going to grill ham. By we, I mean someone who is not me, because I'm terrified of fire. So I cook things in the kitchen that I know are safe, but I don't do fire. Like fire is one of my worst fears. One time my friend was deep frying stuff in my kitchen, like we made some homemade fries, and the pot burst into flames, and she calmly said, "Oh, okay, I need some baking soda." And I just stood there screaming, couldn't even remember that you're supposed to call 911. I thought if she weren't here, the place would burn down. But also, if she weren't here, we wouldn't be making fries. Cause yeah, I don't like to deal with hot oil. Well, she also tried to get me to take her deep fryer when she had to downsize, and I was like, no thanks. Well, but you could make this, you can make that. Like I said, I am never deep frying anything. Like, thank you, but I swear I will never use it. She can't bring herself to get rid of things unless someone she loves is taking it. But no. We have too many kitchen appliances as it is. And my husband did just buy one of those electric skillets, and that's been handy because with a regular frying pan that we have, we can make, I don't know, maybe 2 grilled cheese sandwiches at once. And when you have like 6 people in your house and everyone wants a grilled cheese sandwich, you can stand there a long, long time making sandwiches. What are you singing? You made it up? She's singing songs that she made up. Oh yeah, it's great for pancakes. Well, I was also thinking of getting or replacing our huge frying pan that I use to make triple batches of meat sauce for lasagna and stuff. But the skillet works great for that, so that's fine. I just our kitchen has a lot of unused space, like in the middle of it, and I would like to get I don't think I want an island that can't be moved. So I can't remember what they're called. Chef something. I'd like something that I can just use to hold the food processor and all of the I like the instant pot and stuff. I just have lots of stuff on the counters and we don't have a lot of counter space. So, oh, little piece tell a story. I need to say hello to W2MNM. It just rolls off the tongue. Oh, little piece says I had a friend fall into our fire pit with her hands during a beach party. Oh, that's awful. Oh. Well, she waited until morning when the ranger station opened to get treatment. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, we don't have very much counter space at all, but there's just like this, like as far as the floor, there's it's quite roomy as far as like walking across the kitchen. So it doesn't feel like it makes the most of the space. Um, I just I don't want it to look more cluttered if we have something that's open-sided. Like there's those stainless steel tables that you see in restaurants, but in a restaurant it doesn't matter if it looks cluttered, you know? It's like who cares? It's just your work.
When are you done? When are you done for live?
When am I done? I'm almost done. All right, we want to grill. I didn't say barbecue. We're going to grill some burgers. Thank you for coming, everyone. And Smuggler Rose, you will be getting the postcard soon. And I'm going to leave you a comment about how to contact me. I hope you guys all have a good night. Or good morning. Or, you know. Bye.